If somebody asked you right now what you charge for wedding photography, would you actually know what to say? Because wedding photography pricing is one of those things that seem really simple until there's an inquiry just sat in your inbox waiting for a response. It's at that point you have no idea where to start. Let's talk about pricing, because this stresses almost everyone out when they're first starting. You want to charge enough that you feel like it's worth it, but you're terrified of outpricing yourself because you have no weddings under your belt or very few. And if you've gone down the Google rabbit hole trying to figure this out, you've probably ended up more confused than when you actually started. So in this video, I want to simplify it. We're going to look at the pricing in two phases. Phase one is where you want to start. What to charge when you're new to this, why that number is what it is, and more importantly, the mindset that you have to pair alongside it. Now, phase two is where you go from there. Because staying at this starting price, which we're going to go through for too long, is one of the most common mistakes that I see. And it's quietly costing wedding photographers thousands every single year. So let's just get straight into it. When you're brand new to wedding photography, your goal isn't to maximize the profit that you're taking. Your goal is to maximize the learning. I know that's not exactly what you want to hear, but stick with me. This mindset shift is going to change everything. Every wedding that you shoot at the very early stages of your career is like a paid masterclass. You're learning, you're teaching yourself how to work under real pressure. You're learning how to handle the dark reception rooms. You're learning how to manage a timeline even when things start to drift out of sync. What to do when the light completely disappears out of the equation, but then you still need to get the shot that you want. That experience is genuinely priceless. And all of these things together is the thing what's going to allow you to charge some serious money later on down the line. So what does this translate to in terms of a number? If I was starting weddings from complete scratch once again, I'd be charging probably around the £300 to £500 mark here in the UK. That range is low enough for the couples who are wanting to give a new wedding photographer a chance and they don't really want to spend too much on it. They're willing to take somewhat of a risk. But it's also high enough that it actually feels like a real booking. Not a favor, not a freebie, you're actually being compensated. And here's the phrase that I always come back to: price to learn, not to earn. My first wedding I did all them years ago was for free. So if you follow my advice, you're actually doing better than I did. Now, my second wedding was, I think, around about £500 to £550. The bigger money, like what I charge now, comes later on down the line with experience and a larger portfolio. And trust me, that will come if you stick at it, but only if you get the experience at the very beginning, which justifies why you should charge the big bucks. This is what you call an investment phase in your actual business. You're not racing for the profit, you're building the foundation for your career. Now, there is a very important caveat to all of this. Do not keep your prices low for long. This is where a lot of wedding photographers just go wrong. The bookings start to roll in, everything feels really good. The confidence you're getting at the weddings and dealing with couples starts to increase. Maybe you're getting the odd referral and everything starts to feel really comfortable. So why change anything? The thing is, comfortable versus profitable are two very different things. And keeping your prices cheap and affordable for too long doesn't just limit your income, it starts to actually work against you in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Now, if all this information is starting to click for you, it'd really help me out if you click the like and subscribe button, because here on this channel, we like to go really deep into wedding photography, including the business and the editing, everything that comes alongside it. This is, in all honesty, my investment into your future. Everything I could possibly share with you is going to be shared with you at some point on this channel. Now, if you want to get upper hand, over on my website, there's the presets, the ebook, simple, easy applications that really help with the wedding business, and a course coming along. Feel free to check any of that out. If you wish, I'll leave a link down below. All right, so let's look as to why your prices need to go up and how the wedding industry timeline makes this more urgent than most photographers realize. Here's something I really want you to think about. Wedding photography in general is a slow turnaround business. When you get that inquiry today, that wedding probably isn't happening for another 12 months, sometimes 18 months, sometimes even 2 years or more, which means that any pricing decision that you make today won't show up in your bank account for a very long time. That lag in pricing is incredibly dangerous for you personally if you don't account for it. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but if you're in the UK, you can just look at the cost of living and how it's skyrocketed over the last 2 to 5 years. Let's say you're currently pricing your first few weddings at £400. After this video, you decide to increase your pricing up to £700. That is a great move. But the weddings that you start booking today for £700 won't pay you until this time next year, maybe longer. Any financial pressure you're feeling right now has to be managed using your existing rates. That's why increasing the price of your weddings has to happen consistently, not in just one big jump when you're desperate and almost burnt out. The goal is to build a pricing ladder over time. Each season, you're booking slightly higher than the last, and because of the 12 to 24 month lag, you plan the increase well in advance and not reactively. Ultimately, the photographers that I see that get this right treat their pricing like a strategy not an afterthought. They're already thinking about next year's prices whilst they're shooting this year's weddings. And sadly, the ones that struggle with all of this are the ones that only look at their pricing when they feel like something is wrong. Here's another reality I want to be honest with you about as well, because this isn't spoken about enough. A wedding is not a single day's work. No matter what anyone tells you, by the time you've had your initial consultation, any pre-wedding meetings, shot the wedding, called it, edited it, and delivered it to the couple, you're looking at a minimum of 3 to 4 days worth of work. Potentially even more if you haven't got your workflow dialed in just yet. So when you're thinking about the wedding photography pricing, don't just think about the day rate that you're charging for the work on the day. Take into account the rest of the projects that you're going to be working on. 3 days of work at £400 is roughly £133 a day. When you frame it like that, the urgency to increase your prices to something respectable becomes very real very quickly. And this brings me on to the investment. I'm a massive advocate for investing into business. Better education, better systems that help you, better equipment over time. But don't let any of that cripple you, especially early on. Honestly, you don't need the best camera body out there on the market to photograph your first few weddings. What you do need to do is be clear on what you're actually making as a business versus what you're actually going to be spending. Simply put, you need to know your numbers, because a photography business that doesn't make money isn't a business. I'm sorry to say that is an expensive hobby for you. So let's just recap things very quickly. When you're first starting out, price to learn, not to earn. Get a realistic entry point and use that to get your foot in the door. It gets you the experience and allows you to build a portfolio that justifies the higher prices. Once you've got the bookings coming in, don't stay there. Weddings book slowly, and it's a massive timeline. And a single booking represents far more days worth of work than you would actually think to begin with. Raise your prices consistently and prepare for the lag. And always, no matter what, look at the full picture, not just what lands in your bank account the day after the wedding. Your pricing should always move forward with your business. Honestly, that's just not optional. That's literally part of building something which is sustainable. I really hope this video has helped you out. And if you've got any questions about pricing, let me know down in the comments. I read every single one and I will try and answer you the best I possibly can. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.